Hello and welcome to Firstpost. Today we have with us the team of Homebound, Neeraj, Ishaan and Vishal. How does it feel to enter the Oscars, India's only entry to the Oscars, when you got the news for the first time?
Okay, honestly, I think it hasn't sunk in. I still don't believe it has happened because I think we're getting more than what we ever even dreamt of. So I think anything now is just bonus, but I don't think I've imagined it. It hasn't sunk in for me at least.
Yeah, and 24 घंटे भी नहीं हुए अभी तक, so it's quite literally.
हमारे लिए भी नहीं.
Yeah, I know, and I was, as I'll be repeating myself, but I've been instructed by Chandan here to give this answer. मैं हवा में उड़ रहा था मैम when I got the news, literally. I was on a flight Wi-Fi में मुझे अचानक barrage of messages आए. And I couldn't quite fathom what had happened because it was as if a bomb had gone off or something like that because my phone was blowing up and.
Did you just say flight and bomb at the same time?
Oh my God! Oh, sorry.
Please don't do that.
Very sorry. Please cut that. But yeah, it was surreal moment and literally was up in the air when it happened. So I'm still coming down from that.
And Vishal, what do you have to say about this whole experience and working in such an important topic and handling it so responsibly?
I feel very proud that I am part of this subject जो इतनी बड़ी बात कहता है, जो एक यूनिवर्सल मैसेज है और टॉपिक है. ऐसे फिल्म का पार्ट बनना आई थिंक ज़िंदगी भर में इस चीज़ का प्राउड लूँगा कि मैं इतनी सुंदर फिल्म का पार्ट था. और आई एम सो हैप्पी दैट हमने जहाँ से शुरुआत की थी, जैसे मैंने कहा, मुझे हमेशा अपना फर्स्ट डे याद आ रहा है. फर्स्ट डे ऑफ शूट, फर्स्ट डे जब मैं ऑडिशन करने गया था, फर्स्ट डे ऑफ एक्टिंग क्लास, ऐसी सारी चीज़ें याद आ रही है. और आज इंटरनेशनली भी रिकग्नाइज हो रही है हमारी फिल्म, तो बहुत ही खुशी की बात है और मैं बहुत ही ब्लेस्ड मानता हूँ अपने आप को. मुझे एक और आंसर देना है कब का. आप firstpost.com से बराबर. ये भी आज मुझे बड़ी बात लग रही. मैंने एक ऐड की थी जिसमें मुझे सिर्फ न्यूज़पेपर फेंकना था और मैंने फर्स्ट पोस्ट के लिए ऐड किया था और आज आप मतलब हम इंटरव्यू कर रहे हैं साथ में ऐसे. तो मेरे दिमाग में कहीं कब से वो बात अटकी हुई है. बस मुझे दूर से साइकिल पे आना था और न्यूज़पेपर फेंक के चले जाना था. और आज firstpost.com से मेरे साथ इंटरव्यू है. इट्स अ बिग थिंग.
Shabash.
I think I'm sure
It's a
it's
big thing for me also.
Thank you.
That I'm interviewing such brilliant actors,
Thank you.
craftsmen.
But I feel very proud. I feel very proud that I'm part of this film.
Yeah, seconded, ma'am. I think the feeling of pride is more ke ye film gayi and this is the film that got chosen. If it were any film that I've had the honor of being associated with in the last 7-8 years, this is the film that I'm proudest of. And I think it has such a big heart and so much to say that I'm very proud this is the one that's representing India. And I really hope as I'm a champion for this film outside of being, it being my film as well. I feel this film really deserves to be seen and heard.
Seen and heard. Very true. And this is your best performance, Ishaan. I watch all your movies, but this I feel was your bestest performance so far. And I'm sure there's many more to come. The movie is not just about two boys' friendship.
Yeah.
It show and struggle, but a mirror to our society. I'm sure it is from a New York Times report based on an essay. But how did it come to you? But how did the whole idea develop?
Actually, I mean, Suman Mishra, one of our producers, he had introduced me this piece by Basharat Peer. And I knew Basharat before that also. But when I read the story, it of course, it guts you. I mean, it was heartbreaking to read the story. But there was this usual excitement of a filmmaker to look at a material which is so potent. And to use friendship as a metaphor to talk about many things is instantly what I jumped at. But there was also the challenge that I go through is that I can't make something if I can't make it my own. I had to, so I deep dove into my own childhood and my teenage and the years of masquerading as a Savarna. And I put that in the fear and the shame and the watching over your back all the time. That insecurity, I put it in the film through Chandan's character. Yeah, and also even Shoaib's character because, that's the, actually one of the reasons why these friends also have this camaraderie is because they both come from a marginalized identity, and that's why they have this sense of like deep understanding of, you know, what you might experience. You know, somebody as privileged may not be able to understand a marginalized person's struggles better than another marginalized person's struggles. So, you know, like I have a friend who's queer, and you know, like he can understand my issues better, and I can understand his issues better. So that from that point, and then, you know, at a larger level, I think I was trying to see that with this story, what can I speak about? How do I represent my country? With what stands out from our country is the unity and diversity that we all cherish for so many years, even post-independence till now. And I think that is the bastion that holds this film together. And I thought in that context, like if you look at how we sort of put people into numbers, when we talk about marginalized identity, we always talk in numbers and we never speak the person behind the number. And this is an exploration into that same thought of, let's say we pick up two people and see where they come from and what they went through. What did they like? How did they love? And what were their aspirations, and how did those aspirations came crumbling down so much so that they have to leave their country, leave their homes, their villages to cities. And to talk about empathy, honestly speaking.
Empathy, yeah.
You know, because I feel that contrary to how it comes out right now, my genuine appeal and inquiry through this film is about the human condition, that we label people into brackets, into labels that I don't agree with you, I have a different perspective, you are this person and I hate you for this and I hate you for this. We're dividing ourselves into silos a lot. I think given the way the world is shaping right now, we need to have empathy. And even to the person that you don't agree with, who doesn't look like you, walk like you, or have the same value systems or worldviews, even ideologies, I would want to exercise that empathy even to the people whose complete process differs from me. And I want the person to sit next to me and have a conversation with me. You know, I don't want to have a squabble with that person. I want to have a conversation so that we understand each other and maybe think that maybe we both have gone a little too far. Let's take a step back. Let's recalibrate ourselves and inculcate empathy.
And another thing I would like to ask, since it is based on a real story, when the script came to you, did you cry? Because I watching it cried. I'll tell you later. I watched the censored version. I didn't watch the real one. I'm not fortunate enough to watch the... So did you cry when the script came to you? And you?
I don't think the first time when I read the script, I physically cried, but I think it gutted me completely. But we had a very beautiful experience where one of the things we did to prep for this film was Neeraj Bhai, Vishal and I, and Sridhar, Sridhar Dubey, who's involved in the scripting of the dialogues and also is acting in the film as Vikas Tripathi. We all went to Barabanki and we spent many days in villages just interacting with people and sitting with them in their homes, talking to them about their lives and just having a lived experience that brought us much closer and closer to understanding these characters. On the last day was the first and only time that Neeraj Bhai decided, he said, one of the things we used to do was we used to sit in the houses and read the script. And we had both read it at that point. But he decided on the...
Kind of together?
Yeah, together.
Workshop?
We would read scenes.
That was a workshop or that was just
informal
thing?
It was just bringing us closer to
each other.
It was something that he did. It was part of the workshop that he had for us. But on the last day, he said, let me narrate the script. And we sat in a mazar under a tree. And it was almost like a painting. And he started to narrate the film to us. And in the climax, in the last two scenes, a storm kind of came into this village. And it sounds a little romanticized, but it started to rain. And we got up from this mazar, we sat in the car, we couldn't read the last two scenes, and he finished reading the last two scenes, the climax to us in the car. And then he played Raah Pe Chalte Hain, राह पे रहते हैं. And I think we all quietly sat for an hour in that ride back, and we were all crying in our own way and connecting, I think, on a very deep level to this film. So it was an almost spiritual experience that we had. I will never forget. I think it always felt like a special film, but that like consummated it for me, you know.
What was your preparation like, Vishal?
मेरा मेरे प्रेप का फर्स्ट स्टेप हमेशा ये होता है कि मैं डायरेक्टर की बात सुनूं और एक बहुत बड़ा वेपन स्क्रिप्ट को अच्छे से पढ़ने की कोशिश करता हूँ. हाँ, तो आई थिंक ये मेरा प्रेप था और सर ने हमें जो कहा मैं सिर्फ वो करते गया और वो उसी चीज़ ने हमारा काम बहुत ही आसान कर दिया. तो सर ने हमें कहा था कि आपको इस किरदार को सिर्फ परफॉर्म नहीं करना है, आपको इस किरदार के लाइफ की जर्नी को जानना है, उनके बचपन को जानना है. तो मैं इसके पास्ट में जाने की कोशिश करता था कि मे भी इसके बचपन में ऐसा कुछ हुआ होगा. और जैसे हम विलेजेस में गए थे तो हम वहाँ पे बैठ के हम स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ते थे. एट द सेम टाइम जहाँ पे चंदन रहता है मैं वहाँ पे 3-4 दिन मैं वहाँ पे गया था और वहाँ पे हम
उधर का माहौल कैसा था बाद में जब आप गए थे?
एक गांव है, बहुत ही छोटा सा घर है, एक ही रूम में किचन भी वहीं पे है, बेड भी वहीं पे है, सोना भी वहीं पे है, कोई सोफा और ऐसी कोई चीजें नहीं.
Were they really building up the new house kind of thing?
Sorry?
जो दिखाया गया कि आप उधर से used to send across money from your daily wage and they were started building up a house. Did they actually start?
वो different.
No, you were talking about the real life? The real story?
The real story.
That actually happened. I think what you're asking is about the Basharat story, what happened.
Yeah.
That actually really happened. In fact, he built the house and he got the sister married. That is what had happened in real life. But I didn't want to go the marriage route. And I wanted it to be more about education and stuff. And that's what I've changed in the story.
And did he actually goes to college? Did you take admission in college at the end, right?
Yeah.
That's what it shows.
Yeah.
That you're studying
He filled the form.
No, that is fictionalized. That is a bit
fictionalized.
That is fictionalized.
So how much of responsibility went behind the whole thing since you were taking the real story forward?
It is an immense responsibility, I feel. I think that is what has kept us going, all of us. Trust me, because this film wouldn't have been possible if we were only looking out at our own interests as a career or what we are here to do. I think because we aligned ourselves spiritually to a larger cause of representing and speaking on behalf of so many Shoaib and Chandans and even Sudhas and Vaishalis that do exist. And if we had not taken that weight of having to represent them for real with their lived experiences, we wouldn't have gone this far. We wouldn't have gone to the depths of Barabanki and to villages, and because it meant so much. I feel that has been what kept us in good stead.
You've always been very clear about your representation in cinema, whether it was Gidi Pichi also, which talks about the Dalit community.
Right.
Is it a conscious effort that you make and the inclusivity in cinema in terms of same gender love?
Inclusivity is not a choice, it is a given that I mandate, and that has been always sacrosanct in the work that I do on screen and off screen. But I think if you're asking recast, that question is something that I'm grappling with myself. It's not a dichotomy, but like you're always loggerheads with the artist inside you versus the activist inside you. I am foremost an artist, a filmmaker, and I want to be that. And I choose to say these stories because they're literally nobody else.
Talking about it.
Yeah, no, not talking about it. From the community. The notion about our people talking about our stories. Mm-hmm. What the West is talking about race, like say Avaduvani or any of these people making their own stories of black communities.
Exactly.
We do not have anybody from mainstream Hindi commercial cinema who's from the community. I'm literally the first acknowledged person in all of history from the population of 25% of this country. So
and how was your journey into this, taking this stand, talking about it? Was it a struggle? Or you were going to romanticize the struggle?
It is. The thing is like, I mean, I don't like to talk about like the struggle and stuff because I find it. But the only thing that weighs down when you hide your identity for so many years. When you're watching over your back, it always makes you lose yourself. You create an imposter inside of you, and you live with it, and it constantly questions you. Constantly, if any of your victories feel like something to be feeling unsafe about. So that struggle one has seen, but now since I've come into my own, and I've claimed my identity, and yeah, I mean, you feel like I should have done it before, but it's very difficult. It's very easy for people to say that, why don't you just come into your own? Why don't you talk about this thing? Like, you'll feel much more confident. Yes, but your biochemistry doesn't agree with it, because
and a lot of it, the character where he's not mentioning his
Yes.
surname.
Yes.
He's a little close.
Like in my
about-
passport, I still have Kumar.
Oh gosh.
I can't get rid of it with passport. So I've been calling myself Neeraj Kumar for a long time. Only like in recent years when I started to claim my last name.
What was your lesson from this particular movie that you have done? And you too, I'll come back to you also, Vishal. Something that you carry forward, your personal life lesson that you've learned from it.
I just think that there are something this film does very beautifully is it underlines the microaggressions in society, the, so to say, coded discrimination, the normalizing of jokes, etc. That
Especially the office scene also was too ridiculous, actually.
that dehumanize a human being. I think it's just made me more aware of that, and I think only those who have been on the receiving end of that know what that feels like. And I think that's a kind of awareness I would like to carry with me all my life, because the conversation of being complicit, I think, sometimes also comes from lack of awareness. And I think that's something that his films do very beautifully, is that his voice and his social consciousness is so acute and so nuanced that it makes you understand things that are happening around you that you would maybe not even
Aware of.
pick up on. So I think it's just to go through life, and it's a very simple thing with a sense of kindness and empathy, at least a desire to understand. Sometimes we lose the desire to understand what we think we can easily label or slot, but every human being comes with a journey of their own and their own reasons to be and do what they do. And by that I don't mean, I don't want to oversimplify, but I think it's very important just to hold on to that sense of kindness, compassion, and empathy as you go about life. I think the world could use more of that. So quite simply for me, it's that.
And what about you, Vishal? आपका life lesson क्या था after watching this?
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अपने आप को कंफर्टेबली एक्सेप्ट करना, अपने आप पे ईगो के तरीके से नहीं, बट शांति से, प्यार से उस चीज़ का प्राउड लेना, हु यू आर। और ये मुझे नीरज सर से मिला है। उन्होंने मुझे सर में एक खासियत है, वो आपके साथ बैठेंगे थोड़ी देर, आपको समझेंगे और उसके बाद वो आपकी काउंसलिंग कर देंगे और वो लाइफ लॉन्ग आपके साथ रहेंगे। तो सर ने मुझे बताया, मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा काफ़ी सारी चीज़ों को लेकर चैलेंजेस लगते थे, दिक्कतें लगती थी और मुझे नहीं लगता था कि मैं कभी भी ओवरकम कर पाऊँगा। बट चंदन का रोल करने के बाद, उसकी लाइफ से रिलेट करने के बाद मुझे पता चला कि आपको बहुत डर लगता है कि आप अपने आप को जैसे हैं वैसे प्रेजेंट करें और बताएं कि आप क्या है। और क्योंकि आप बहुत लेफ्ट आउट फील करते हो, कभी कभी आप उस स्पॉट पे होते हैं जहाँ पे आपको फिट इन नहीं हो पा रहे हो और आप उसी के चक्कर में डरते हो कि यार अगर मैं फिट इन करने की कोशिश नहीं करूँगा, बहुत अलग लगूंगा, ऑड मैन आउट लगूंगा और उसी की वजह से मुझे बहुत सारी दिक्कतें झेलनी पड़ेगी। बट वो फियर को हटा के आगे बढ़ना जो एक बहुत ही बड़ी जर्नी लेती है, और कभी कभी आपकी लाइफ ख़त्म हो जाएगी बट आप वो चीज़ को समझ भी नहीं पाओगे और समझने के बाद वो एक्सेप्ट भी नहीं कर पाओगे, क्योंकि आप डरते हो। आप अपने आप से नहीं डरते हो, आप डरते हो कि इसके बाद इसका रिजल्ट क्या आएगा। और ये चीज़ मैंने चंदन से ली है और इस फिल्म के माध्यम से मुझे पता चली है। एक और चंदन का एक एटीट्यूड, नेवर गिव अप एटीट्यूड, और हर बार ट्राई करते रहना। आपको पता है आप ये डिजर्व करते हो, बट भले ही डर के साथ, बट आप अपनी बात रखते हो। फिल्म में भी एक ट्रेलर में भी एक सीन है जहाँ पे चंदन को स्पॉट पे रखा जाता है और उसे पूछा जाता है कि आप कौन से गोत्र से हो। तो उस स्पॉट पे रहना, और जब आपको पता है कि आप आंसर दे सकते हो पर आप में हिम्मत नहीं आती, आपके पास सारे सवालों के जवाब है बट क्योंकि पता है कि आप अगर आंसर दे दोगे तो उसका रिजल्ट आपके फेवर में शायद नहीं आएगा, तो वो डर से हट के अपने आप को एक्सेप्ट करना, वो बहुत करेज की बात है। और वो करेज आने में टाइम लग जाता है, वरना आप लाइफ लॉन्ग फिट इन करने की कोशिश करते हो। आई थिंक ये एक लेसन मैं ज़िंदगी भर याद रखूँगा। और मैंने बहुत दिन, जैसे सर ने बताया था, उसके बाद मैंने बहुत दिन कोशिश की। ये शायद ऐसा नहीं है कि अभी कॉन्फिडेंस बूस्ट हो गया इसीलिए शायद मैं कंफर्टेबल हूँ। बहुत समय दिया, हर दिन सोचा कि क्या आज भी मैं सेम फील कर रहा हूँ, आज भी मैं सेम फील कर रहा हूँ। देन आई रियलाइज्ड
You did brilliantly and you're standing out. You don't need to fit in anymore. You need to stand out.
क्या बोला था मैंने?
आई एम
आउटस्टैंडिंग।
सच बोला था। नहीं,
Thank you so much.
हाँ ठीक, नहीं खत्म करने दो।
हाँ,
फिर मन का रह जाएगा कि मैं बोल नहीं पाया।
Please, please.
मतलब सब लोग बोल रहे हैं वो मिसफिट वाली लाइन इतनी फेमस हो गई कि मतलब कोई गलत तरीके से ना ले, मैं मिसफिट हूँ बट मैं बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुली मिसफिट हूँ। ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं ऑड मैन आउट नहीं हूँ, तो मुझे बहुत, दैट इज माय यूनिकनेस।
That's the reason you're standing out. And your performance is so good.
और ऐसे बहुत सारे लोग हैं, जैसा मैं फील करता हूँ, मुझे कितने सारे लोगों के, मेरे एक्टर फ्रेंड्स के मैसेज आए कि भाई थैंक यू, तूने ये बोला, हमको लगा कि यार हमारे जैसा बंदा भी कोई आगे पहुंच सकता है और वहां पे बैठ सकता है। अब मैं अगर ये बात बोलता ही नहीं तो मुझे भी नहीं पता चलता कि मेरे जैसे बहुत सारे लोग हैं और उन्हें भी ऐसा नहीं लगता कि शायद यार कि हम जैसा लड़का भी कोई ऊपर पहुंच सकता है, क्या आगे जा सकता है। और इसीलिए मैं ज्यादा से ज्यादा अपनी ये बात बताने की कोशिश करता हूँ। मुझे हमेशा ऐसा लगता था कि अपने लाइफ के बारे में बात करूंगा तो ऐसा लगेगा कि यार अपने हार्ड वर्क को थोड़ा ग्लोरीफाई कर रहा है, और मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगता था। तो मैंने अपनी बहन से बात की थी और उसने मुझे कहा था कि नहीं भाई, अगर तू नहीं बोलेगा ना तो बाकी जो लोग बैठे हैं, जो अपना कॉन्फिडेंस छोड़ के और डर के वहां बैठे हैं, वो लोगों को कभी हिम्मत नहीं आएगी वहां तक पहुंचने की। तो तू बोल।
So you are becoming a kind of an inspiration for so many.
हाँ, रियल लाइफ इन्फ्लुएंसर बन रहा हूँ मैं। सिर्फ इंस्टाग्राम पे इन्फ्लुएंसर नहीं बन रहा हूँ।
This is also to add to the conversation of just representing, you know, representing a section and for a, I think
To be seen, heard, and felt.
to be seen.
Thank you so much for your time.
No more.
And wishing you all the very best.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm sure I'm going to be there. I'm be waiting for this movie in the Oscars for the big win. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Please watch our film 26 सितंबर को सिनेमा घरों में.
Please watch it. Homebound.